Hey folks, welcome back to the Q Shed Backyard Barbecue. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be making pizzas on the Weber Kettle grill. Looking forward to it. Thanks for joining us. So this is a first for me, doing pizzas on the Weber Kettle grill. I've researched it quite a bit and I feel pretty good about it. Sounds like the main thing you need to make sure you do is get the pizza stone hot enough. So let's lift the lid and see where we are on the stone. 465 degrees on the pizza stone itself. So we're getting close there. I think we want to hit at least 500 degrees. So I'm leaving the lid cracked a bit to draw more air. The bottom vents are of course completely open. I've got a pretty good sized load of lumped charcoal in there. And I had about a half chimney of lit lumped charcoal that I dumped on top of that. And so that was about 20 minutes or so ago. There was quite a bit of big billowy smoke for a while. That settled down a bit now. So feeling pretty good about where we are. My wife Amy is inside getting the dough ready. So we're going to hop in there and take a look at what she's up to.
Hey guys, so as Rob mentioned, this is our first attempt at homemade pizza dough. So you're learning along with me, but I think we're doing okay so far. So I'm using parchment under the dough just to minimize chance of dropping the pizza between here and the cooker. So I'm going to go ahead and just dust my parchment with a little bit of flour so the dough doesn't stick. And then I'm going to get my dough off of the pan. This dough, they recommend preparing it the day ahead. Really 24 hours ahead is the best. So it has been in the fridge overnight, and then I brought it out of the fridge about an hour ago just to come to room temp. So first of all, I'm just going to push out from the center. I'm going to make a little rim at the edge of the crust. So, and the parchment also helps, obviously, just to be able to turn the dough as I am making that rim on the edge. So doing that. And gonna get a little more flour on my hands. Try not to make a hole in this dough. And then I'm just gonna pick this up and I'm gonna just go back and forth from one palm to the other. And these are supposed to make 12-inch pizzas. The recipe makes two 12-inch pizzas. We doubled the recipe, only two of us, but nothing wrong with leftover pizza. So we are making 4 pizzas today and want it to be about 12 inches in diameter. We're close, but I can compare it to the ones I've already done and we're not quite there. So I'm going to pick it up again and just keep going back and forth from one palm to the other, trying to keep it as circular as I can. I do have my handy dandy ruler here. Says Jack O. He is our youngest. He's 19. So I've obviously held on to this a while. And we're real close to 12 inches. So I'm just going to try to make that as circular as I can. And we are ready for toppings. All right, so we are going to make 4 pizzas today. We've got all of our toppings set out here. We're going to do a barbecued pork and onion pizza with barbecue sauce as the base. We're gonna do a kind of traditional Italian with just red sauce, very simple recipe, the red sauce with these San Marzano tomatoes and a little olive oil, salt, and garlic is all that is in that sauce, and the recipe will be listed below. We're going to do pepperoni and Italian sausage with red sauce. And we are going to do, not Rob's favorite, but one of my favorites, we're going to do pulled pork and pineapple, grilled pineapple with red sauce. So these are all of our toppings, minus the pepperoni is not out here yet. All right, so the first pizza we're gonna put together is the Italian sausage pepperoni. I'm gonna brush the edge with olive oil. And we're gonna use red sauce as the base on this pizza. And don't need a lot of this, I understand, so we'll just go ahead and do what looks about right, spread it to the edge. There is some minced garlic in this, which wasn't in the recipe, but reading comments in the recipe, it sounded like it was a good addition. So went ahead and did that. We're gonna just use grated mozzarella. And now I'm gonna go ahead and put some Italian sausage. This is spicy Italian sausage. And some pepperoni. All right, I think that's about right for the Italian sausage pepperoni pizza.
Okay, so back out of the grill, the thermometer's reading about 500 degrees. Let's see what the stone is reading. 653 degrees. That sucker is hot. So now we're going to go ahead and slide the first pizza onto the stone. Wish us luck. So we'll leave the lid cracked just a little bit to draft plenty of air through there and keep that temperature up. Bottom of the crust looks really good. What do you think? Another minute? Get that?
I would give it a little. I would like to see a little
okay.
Toasty.
Let's go ahead and put the top back on. Okay, so it's been right at 5 minutes now. This pizza's been on, and I think it's done. So we're going to pull this one off and take it inside and make the next one. Just like that.
Okay, this time we are doing a barbecue pork pizza. So our base is going to be barbecue sauce. This is Rob's special barbecue sauce recipe that everybody loves. So I am just going to give that a pretty generous layer of barbecue sauce. Maybe a little more. All right, next we are doing pulled pork. This does have the finishing sauce on it. You really kind of have to use your fingers on this to spread this apart a little bit. Our kids are barbecue chicken pizza lovers, so I'm pretty sure the barbecue pork is going to be a hit. All right, and now I have some sauteed red onion that I'm going to add to the top of this. Okay, and I'm just going to give it a little pinch of dry rub. Since this is a barbecue pork pizza, let's finish it off with the dry rub. All right, we'll see how that goes.
So with the first pizza, we open the lid about every minute or so to check it. I think we're going to let it go for about 3 minutes this time before checking it. We're going for a little more brown on the crust. The bottom looked perfect on the first pizza, but the crust around the edge wasn't quite brown enough. So we'll see. Let it go 3 solid minutes before checking and see if we can get a browner crust this time. Okay, so it's been about 3.5 minutes and definitely need more time. So we're going to go ahead and put the lid right back on. Okay, so it's been about 8 minutes total on the barbecue pulled pork pizza. Let's take a look. Yeah, that is super bubbly. Look at the crust. Nice and golden brown. Not quite getting the darker brown on the crust that I'd like, but it's nice and firm. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one good. This parchment paper, by the way, makes it very, very easy to put it on and take it off the grill. We'll be back in just a bit.
Okay, as you can see, we have taste tested the Italian sausage pepperoni. It was delicious. We decided the crust could be a little firmer and We should have left it on a little bit longer. This is the barbecue pork onion, so we're going to go ahead and cut into that and give it a taste. The crust is good. I would like it a little thicker, a little airier, so next time we do pizza dough, hopefully I can get a little more success on that, but the flavor is still really good.
Yeah, so looking at the bottom of them, this first one, a little floppy. The bottom got browned, but not super brown. As you can see, it's not real crispy that way. This one went about 8.5 minutes total, and definitely a firmer crust. Just about perfect on the bottom there, nice and brown. I get to go first?
You get to go first.
All right, here we go. Still hot. You can probably hear the crunch. I can. Nice and crunchy. You need to try a piece of that.
Let me just have a bite.
All right. That's really good.
That crust is really, really good and crispy.
It is. I mean, I would like that the crust is browner, but the reality is it feels like it is. I mean, it's crispy. Well. Really nice crunch on that crust.
Yeah, the barbecue pork is good. I like it better than barbecue chicken.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
So,
pulled pork.
it's pulled pork. It's fresh. Sometimes barbecue, when you order barbecue chicken pizza, it tastes like the chicken's been sitting there a few days. This is
Because
really,
it probably has.
definitely in a different league. Very
And
good.
the red onion is a great add too. It's got a nice crunch to it, and yeah, that's just a fantastic combination. So we're going to get the other two on, and we'll be back to take a look at those. Thanks again. Give you a quick look at the setup here. Again, pizza stone's going to be too hot to touch, but I've got 4 3-inch long 1/4 by 20 bolts and washers set up so that it lifts it up about 2 inches above the standard grate level. Just doing that to try to avoid burning the bottom. So it worked well. I don't know if you can see down in there or not, but there's the 1/4 inch steel diverter plate down about 1.5 inches or so below the rack, the actual grate level. Okay, so to wrap up, we learned a few lessons today in our first attempt at Weber Kettle pizzas. The first one, if you remember, we opened and closed the lid quite a bit. That was the pepperoni and Italian sausage. I think probably let a lot of heat escape. We thought we needed to do that to make sure it didn't burn on the bottom, but I was using the 1/4 inch diverter plate, which pretty much alleviates any chance of that. So the next pizza went much better. That was barbecue, pulled pork, and red onion with barbecue sauce instead of pizza sauce. And it was fantastic. There's only 2 pieces left, and they won't last long. After that, full disclosure, I started to lose my coals, and we had the margarita pizza in there. It didn't look like it was getting brown enough, so we brought that in and finished it up in the oven at 550 degrees, which is as high as our oven goes. And then the fourth one, the barbecue pulled pork pineapple, we did completely in the oven, so it's nice and golden brown. But really love the flavor that the Kettle pizzas have, and I think what we would do next time differently is be a little more efficient in terms of timing when the coals are ready and when the pizzas are ready. I dumped the coals too early and got the grill up to temp too early, and Amy had to let the dough get to room temp before she could start making the pizzas. So anyway, that's on me. So next time we'll know, and we'll just time it better, and should be easily able to run through 4, I think to even 6 pizzas, on a load of charcoal. Easily a half dozen. Probably let them go for about 6 or 7 minutes before even checking them the first time. But that pizza stone was at 600 plus 650 degrees, and I think we could keep it close to that if we were more efficient with it. So anyway, I'm going to have another piece of the barbecue chicken here, or barbecue pulled pork rather.
Cheers.
Cheers. Take care, everybody. Thanks for stopping in at the Q Shed.
Bye, guys.
Right.